pretty natural being a unanimous All-American.
Defense coordinator at Oklahoma.
Adrian, I want to get him out in front of people. There's a lot of guys on our team that are worthy of this opportunity, and to bring your quarterbacks, I think, important. Defensively, I have so much respect for Eli Huggins. I just have so much respect for. He's been there with us since 2019. He was a spot player in 2019. Thought he was a really good player in 2020, but we lost Trey Deshaun. Was he going to be as good as Trey? And then Drew Wiley had such a phenomenal season. But Eli always made plays, and he always hung in there. And then last year, I thought he had a tremendous season, and he's battled some injuries, and we didn't know if he was going to come back. And we kind of let him have a little bit of time, and then a bunch of us kind of went at him hard and said, we want you back, we need you back. And he's like, I want to do this one more time. And so to be here 6 years, to go through all that Eli's gone, he really deserved the opportunity to. And then Daniel Green has become really a great vocal leader on our defense, something that we've been wanting, asking for, and over the last semester or so, once we got back from the Texas Bowl, kind of put some more things on his plate, and he's done a great job of being a leader in the locker room, in the weight room, on the field. So that's where we got to the floor. He's grown so much. He's such a mature person now, and he has his goals in front of him. He has great insight. He understands what we are looking for as coaches, as far as the type of player, as far as the practice habits, as far as doing the right things off the field. And he's really embraced that. And he's a guy that now is not afraid to grab a kid in the locker room, out in the practice field, cafeteria, and say, it's not the way we do things. Here's how we do things, this way. And what a relief it is for us to be in that position. I feel as good about our locker room, or better about our locker room, as we enter into 2021 as I have since I got here. And it's been a lot of work, and it's been a lot of people involved. But when the players are the ones that lead it, and the players are the ones that hold each other to the expectation and the standard of not what we as coaches expect, but what as the players expect, you're doing things the right way, and that's why this group's really special.
So we were just flexible. So what we did is when the schedule came out, and I saw that we had Thursday games, and we got the game on a short week at Blacksburg, and so just kind of got back and looked, and then made some calls. And
the NIL stuff, I probably don't hear about as much.
What do we do that works at Troy?
Is okay.
What do we do that didn't work at Troy?
But I think where the locker room culture is so important right now is you're always adding kids to your program, and that's not going to change. So if you're adding them to your program and it's in the locker room, how are they being treated in that locker room? Like, we don't want you here because you're a threat to me, or we need you here because even though you may be a threat to me, you're going to make us better. And you look at Rush East, you look at Reggie Stubblefield, you look at Julie Sprents, three really impactful guys on defense that our locker room accepted really well. And we're going to be in the same boat this year with some guys in the secondary that we're going to count on to play. And those guys that are the leaders, the Elis, the Daniels, the Austin Moores, the Felixes, those are the guys that I'm counting on to make sure that that locker room stays good.
Yeah, so the question on the big stage was about...
As well as I expected Will to handle it. He's a competitive kid. And he and I had a couple of conversations. We had our longest conversation probably in May before he departed. I believe in Will Howard. Colin Klein believes in Will Howard. Will Howard's going to play a lot of football at Kansas State. I firmly believe that. And the adversity that he has had to go through will make him stronger. we felt like we needed to add some veteran leadership and veteran play to the quarterback position. There was a lot of quarterbacks on the market in December, and we wanted to find a 1-for-1 guy, not a 3-for-3 guy. And the 1-for-1 guy probably told Will as much as anything, as well as it told Jaron, as well as it told Jake Rubley, that, you know what, we believe in the young people in this room, but we need to add some veteran experience to this room. And the other thing is, if you're around Colin Klein and you're a quarterback, those guys get along really, really well. And they love each other, they believe in each other, and Colin can handle all those situations. That room is one of the strongest rooms we have. And it's a tribute to those kids, but it's a tribute to Colin Klein in how he treats those guys and how they believe in each other, believe in him. And bottom line, you have to be really good in that quarterback room. I don't know if Will Howard thought he was going to play in 2020. I don't know if he thought he was going to play in 2021, but he ended up playing. And Jaron Lewis didn't think he was going to play at all, and he helped us win a game. So that tells you that room's pretty strong, as well as with signals and all this other stuff that these guys are having to help each other out with. You need to have everybody on the same page, and those guys are all on the same page.
Yeah, I'm for it. Kids like it, right?
That would be the ideal goal. I don't know if that's happening.
I was a below average player.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? The idea for Will is get ready to start. Get ready to start. And that bottom line. And that's, if you ask Will Howard, I'm preparing to start. And I love that mentality about him, rather than saying, even last year, Skyler's going to be the guy. It's good. I'm going to prepare to start. And that's what you want. And the snaps that he's taken are doing nothing but helping him, even through some adversity. And the biggest adversity was 2020, when you're 17 years old doing what he was doing. How much he's grown from that.
I think that's an aspect of the name, image, likeness that really clicks, that really resonates with players.
There's not been much of a difficult transition. People are people, players are players, support is support, and I had great support at North Dakota State, talking from administration as well as from a fan base, and I have that same support here from an administration and as a fan base and as the players. People can say what they want. Football is football, and you're still trying to get every kid to be the best version of himself every time he steps out of the field, and whether that's at Loras College in Division III, where I was at, to Northern Iowa, North Dakota State, to Kansas State. I don't really worry about the perception so much because I have support from the people that I trust at Kansas State. And one thing I feel very comfortable with is we're on the right trajectory. Now, things can derail trajectory, injuries, and so forth like that, but we're on the right trajectory with this program, but there's more in it, and we can get more out of these kids, and we can get more out of ourselves. Arnie, this year we feel good about that with the depth, mostly interior linemen. Offense, defense line is where you get crushed usually the most. But we have to be smart. We have to stay healthy. We're going to play some young guys. Andrew Linegang, Hadley Panzer going to play a lot of football for us. I don't know if that's game 1 or game 6 or game 12. They're going to play a lot for us. So we've got to keep Cooper Beebe healthy. We've got to keep Christian Duffy healthy. But we have depth now. The depth we have in the secondary, other than the corners, is very inexperienced. So we're going to play a lot of guys back there, but I think that competition is healthy, and I think when you say depth, to me, that also tells you competition, and we have really good competition right now.
It'll be clear, and when it's clear, not only for myself, but for Graham, for our offensive football players, and for our entire team, then we'll make
a kid that's willing to learn, wants to be great, is.
Well, he knows the player.
I think done a great job. Obviously, transitioning to a new school is always difficult, but when you can latch on and trust a Daniel Green, when you can latch on and trust a Nick Allen, and latch on and trust an Austin Moore, that they're going to tell you things that are going to help you, which is what Sean has ultimately done, and it takes a while to do that, but I think Sean has tremendous respect for Nick Daniel and Austin and how they conduct their business, that he's listening and learning, and he's going to be a factor for us this year.
Chris, is there any limit in your mind to how much you can play Deuce Vaughn as a junior?
No, there's not a limit. I mean, we're going to do what we did with him last year, and that's he's going to be the featured back, and he can be an every down back. We need to find who's going to take those reps that were taken last year by guys that are no longer in the program, whether that's 6 carries a game, whether that's 15 plays a game. We have to find who that next guy is, and so that's really the focal point for us in fall camp, is trying to put those guys with the ones. We know what Deuce can do. Put those other backs with the ones and see how they respond.
And I'm not sure we would have done that if we would have taken him. So the difference in the spring is we knew it was going to be about growth.
The way he takes care of his body, I mean, the way he religiously takes care of his body as far as nutrition, hydration, strength, stretching, yoga, rehab, cold tubs. That kid's at the office all the time doing things on his own so that he can be durable for the grind of it. And yeah, he's sore as heck, and then it's our job after he's sore as heck to take care of him on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and get his body back. And that's something that I think has really changed with the science of the game, that we've really bought into. Thankful to have some donors help us buy these Catapult GPS systems, which monitor how fast a kid runs, to how many yards he's done, to how many hits an offensive lineman takes in a practice, in a game. We're tracking it all and seeing, a track record of, and if you do this too much, man, Phillip Brooks could hurt a hamstring, so we pull him back. Or, this is about the time Eli's Huggins' shoulders start to go a little bit. Let's scale some things back. And the science of college football has changed drastically in my mind for me the last 2 years.